Okay guys, quick video. We're doing a quick repair. I guess you call it a repair. From 2008 through 2012 or 13. I think it's 2012. Cord this body style here. So we're going to be tackling a common issue on these, which is, you probably be able to tell here, but yeah, probably be able to tell on camera. But looking at the rear, these cars are bad for getting negative camber in the rear, so that means the tire will, from looking at the back, the top will start leaning in and you'll start getting wear on that inner portion prematurely. I've done a lot of these on this car, correcting this. On this particular car, that angle is not adjustable, so you have to replace the lower control arms with an adjustable one, like these from SPC. Basically, is just a bolt-in replacement from the factory, but it is threaded in the center, which helps you shorten or elongate this arm, which is going to change that angle. So an increase in negative camber over time comes from suspension settling and what you call suspension sag or spring sag, which springs, coil springs hold a vehicle, or spring steel. And over time, from all that up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, working that spring steel, they do tend to sag over time. So sometimes you'll notice a low ride height being lowered more than when the car was new, or a lot of times you'll just notice camber, negative camber, and all of that is just a byproduct of spring sag. So anyway, that is a common thing on these cars to tackle, is to replace these rear lower control arms. But just keep in mind that even with a perfect alignment on these front wheel drive Hondas, the main thing that's going to help you get reasonable tire wear and not premature is to keep your tires rotated very often. I recommend every time you change the oil, so in my case about every 3,500, 4,000 miles, to rotate your tires. To keep the back, especially the back, will wear on the inside, will get kind of choppy, as I call it. I have another video, you have to go back maybe like 3 years, when I lowered my 7th gen Civic. I went over the entire alignment from all the angles, how to adjust them, and especially dealing with a lowered car and adjusting camber on a car that's not typically has that adjustment. So I went through all that. It's a pretty good video if you're interested in alignment, suspension geometry, and how to correct those angles, especially on a modified car. But on this one, it's gonna be really quick. First thing we're gonna do is get the rear of the car jacked up and supported, get the wheels pulled off. I'll do that right quick, and then we'll start getting into the disassembly. So this is our new arm, and all we're gonna do is replace this one. So got this one bolt, pull that out. Once we get it out, well, I'll show you. Let's get it out first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now what I like to do is line them up, and I like to go ahead, what I'm doing here is making sure the adjustment is maxed out. That way I make sure that we're all the way in on both ends. You don't want to be out on one end, in on the other end. Then you're going to lose some of your adjustment. So what we want to do is just only use the adjuster here. You break it back loose. Okay, we want to be using just the adjuster. Adjust this until this is the same length as the stock one. And what that's going to do is just get us back to the stock spec. That way our alignment will at least be close. And then we'll let the alignment shop adjust all this. Because you wouldn't really want to, I mean, unless you're going a very short distance, you wouldn't want to, you know, even though you can eyeball it or measure it somehow to put this on and adjust it in a way that your camber will be straight, you wouldn't want to do that without having the ability to adjust your toe. Because if I go, because right now the toe is probably close on the car, he had it aligned, and they told me it was on the need to replace, have some camber adjustment. So right now the toe is probably in spec, it's just the camber's off. So if I go and throw this on right now and get my camber in spec, it's gonna throw my toe way out. So that's gonna affect the drivability of the car, and that's gonna make the tire wear even worse until we can get it properly aligned. So for now, we're gonna set this to a stock spec and put it on the car, and then we'll let the alignment shop adjust it. That way they can adjust the toe as well. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna get some wrenches and lock these adjustments down, then we're gonna get on the car. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on, and then I'll lock it down. That way the car will hold it while I tighten it down. So the factory one had the nut welded on the back of the arm. This one doesn't. So the kit came with a nut to use on our stock bolt. So just a little bit of persuasion there, and we're right there where we need to be. Okay. There's a new nut that came with the kit. This one is a 18. These other bolts are 14s. Other than that, our lug nuts are 19s. Also, while we're here, get a quality kit, whether it be SPC, Moog. Not a big Dorman fan, but Dorman does make some alignment products, and I'd rather use, even though I'm not a fan of them, I'd rather use them than something off Amazon or eBay. Most of those kits use aluminum arms, which are fine sometimes, but steel arms are going to be stronger. The main difference is going to be the bushings. A lot of those cheap kits have inferior bushings which do not hold up. So make sure you buy quality parts. These arms are about $100 a piece, but you know, if you're going through all this to try and get the car within spec and make it drivable and safe as possible, and get the most out of your tires, you might as well spend a little bit more money. You know, cry once, have it over with. Make sure you torque everything to spec. I'm gonna come back and check all this. We're just gonna tighten up our adjustment here. These two lock nuts. And that's it, guys. It's really easy to do. We're gonna go ahead and do it on the other side, throw our wheels on, set it down, and first thing in the morning, we're gonna take it to the alignment shop. We've also changed the passenger side CV axle. I have another video on that if it isn't already posted. And so anyway, we can get it aligned in the morning, and then this car should be back on the road for a lot more service and better tire wear and longevity. So always a plus. A little bit of stuff like this, you know, you might have $300 or $400 tied up in this if you had to pay somebody else to do it with their parts, getting an alignment. But you gotta think, you know, you'll save that pretty quick if you just think about, you know, especially the cost of tires these days, and how much longer you're going to be able to get out of a set of tires. So you gotta think about that kind of stuff on the long term. Spend a little bit of money now, but you're going to save it in the long term, especially if you plan on keeping the car for any amount of time. I love keeping these old cars going, so this is right up my alley. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you got any questions, concerns, let me know. Forgot to mention, this is part number on this kit is 67545 from SPC. So yep, gonna get it buttoned up, and then we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it.